everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at 10 of my favorite camera accessories, and this is not going to be a list with a bunch of obvious accessories. I tried my best to find the most unique ones I use, so you won't be seeing things like memory card holders, card readers, camera cleaning kits, although I do have the ones that I use linked down below if you're interested, and I will be linking everything in today's video down below as well. So number one is this Silicone Mat, and I don't know how I lived without this before I bought one. So this one's great for all sorts of things like portrait photography. So if you're asking your client to sit down on the ground, you can offer to put this mat down so they don't dirty their clothes. I used to use a towel for this, but if the ground is ever wet or cold, which is when I would normally offer to put something down for my subject, the towel will quickly get wet while this silicone mat stays perfectly on the dry side. You can also use this as a general photographer, even if you don't do portraits, so you can kneel in it or sit on it if you're getting some low tripod shots. And this one's great because it opens up super big, so you can use it with two people, and I usually just fold it up really small to fit for one person. Number two is this quick release camera clip that I attach to all my camera bags. I used to go hiking with my cameras dangling on long camera straps, which was super annoying, and now that I use this attachment, I can never go back to doing that camera strap life again. All you do is grab the mount, open it up, and attach it to any bag strap and tighten it up. Then you put the plate on the bottom of your camera and you can quickly slide your camera on and off. If your camera is super small and lightweight, so for example, while I was in Japan, I had the Lumix S9, I even attached this mount on my Uniqlo side bag, which is not even a camera bag at all. So if I'm going to use a 70-200 on it, then I need a more robust camera bag, but it is nice and versatile. Speaking of ways to hold your camera, you've seen this in my videos many times before, and I always get asked about it, so I thought I'd include it in this list. But these dual camera straps are from Holdfast Gear, and these in particular that I'm using are called the Moneymakers, and they're amazing for when you need to shoot with two cameras at a time. I like to use these mostly while I'm shooting weddings, since I like shooting with prime lenses. So what I do is I have varying focal lengths on either camera at all times. So on one camera, I have a 35mm, but on the other camera, I have a 135mm. That way I can quickly capture the shots I need without wasting a lot of time always switching out lenses. There are many brands of these camera straps, and I should just say that nothing in this video today is sponsored, but I do genuinely really love these. Dan and I bought one of these each about 10 years ago or so, and we have used them so heavily, and as you can see, they're still in really great condition. Actually, we have had to make one adjustment. So these were made during the, sorry about the noise, during the DSLR era. So now that the LCD screen flips out on most mirrorless cameras, the safety strap that these came with no longer worked for us. So Dan had to make his own safety strap, this one right here, that's much longer to actually give you room to flip out the screen. It is a little bit annoying and can get in the way, so I only use these when I'm shooting somewhere where I don't want to drop my camera on the floor, such as concrete, for example. If I'm out in a field or in grass, I try not to use these safety hooks as the main connection is very reliable anyway. Fourth on this list of accessories you need as a photographer is a mini printer. I absolutely love mini printers and I own way too many of them, so let me know if you'd ever like to see a video where I compare all of them one day. But my favorite has to be this one. This is the Canon Selphy CP1500. This is a small printer that makes 4x6-inch prints. There are batteries you can purchase separately to make this a completely portable printer, but I use it plugged into power. So what's cool about a printer like this is, unlike traditional printers, the paper and ink come together in match sets. So you don't need to buy the ink separately. Each paper pack includes just enough ink to match the sheet count. So it uses a dye sub printing method and it prints out your photo 4 times. So in yellow, magenta, cyan, and finally it has a protective clear coat. And I really love this printer and I've been using it for about 2 years now and it's still going strong. The photos I printed out even 2 years ago still look super fresh and haven't lost any vibrancy, which is really great to see. Next up, as a must-have, which lives in my large camera bag, check-in suitcase, office, and in my car, is a multi-tool. Camera accessories include things like camera plates, camera cages, tripods, and so many things that require tightening and loosening, and this is the easiest thing to keep on hand to get all of that done. Not only that, but sometimes clothes might have little strings or tags attached to them that need a knife to cut through them, so I use a multi-tool. Next, we're going to move into the editing side of things. I think all photographers, but especially if you're a photographer who likes to go out and edit at cafes, or if you do any sort of traveling with your file storage, you need to stop using traditional hard drives. Instead, you need to look into getting an SSD, which is also known as a solid-state drive. The reason for this is traditional hard drives use a spinning disk inside that can be damaged by drops or even vibrations. So, like I said, if you pop your hard drive into your bag to go for a walk to your local cafe, or if you're traveling overseas with it, you are going to increase the risk of damaging it and losing your files. An SSD avoids this problem since they have no moving parts and are generally faster to use as well. They might be a bit more expensive, but I think it is worth the price to have that peace of mind. So 7th on this list is a retouching tablet. So I used to use the Wacom Intuos Bluetooth tablet in the size medium, but I wanted a larger tablet, and I also didn't like that the Wacom was still using micro USB instead of USB-C. I don't have anything left that uses that cable anymore, so it was super annoying always having to find one when I needed to charge it. So now I've upgraded to this SenseLabs tablet, which I think is how you pronounce it, and I absolutely love it. These retouching tablets did get more use from me when I did my own manual retouching. Now I use Apity to retouch my photos where I only have to move a few sliders, but I do still use my tablet a lot to give my hands and wrists a break from my mouse. I find a tablet is a more ergonomic way of controlling a computer since you're essentially just holding a pen, so I use it a lot just like a normal mouse throughout the day when I feel like it. With the 8th accessory, even though you know I'm a natural light photographer, I think it is so important for everyone to have some sort of lighting on hand for certain situations. So I've been using these small rig lights, and I have a couple of videos using them out on location, which I'll leave linked down below if you want to watch that entire behind the scenes. I have two, so I have the RC60B, which is the older version of the light, and I have this one, the RC100B, which are the newer ones that have a bit more power. So they work pretty well out on location, even if there's sun. One of my favorite lights though are these tiny little inexpensive lights. This, especially this one, literally fits in your pocket, so you can always keep one in your bag. This is super handy if you find yourself in less than ideal shooting situations, and I've used it to add a little bit of fill light to my subject, which is nice for that extra pop. These lights, and this one is obviously quite weak given the size of it, so it's definitely more effective if you're using it indoors or in darker lighting situations. So it wouldn't be a camera accessory list if we didn't talk about any kind of lens filters, and this is one that I've been really loving lately, and it's a circular polarizer, and you can see it working there on my monitor a little bit. You can use any brand you like again, but I've personally been using the Polar Pro Helix filters as I really like their adapter system. The magnets are super strong, but they're really easy to take on and off throughout the day. So I've traveled a fair amount with this filter. I had it on every single day that I went out hiking in Oregon a few months ago, and it didn't fall off once, so they are super sturdy. The way this polarizing filter works is by reducing the glare and reflections by filtering out specific light waves, and you can control this by rotating the filter to get the look that you're after. So it was great to use in Oregon as I was taking a lot of photos in forests and also with water. Last but not least, this is another accessory I always keep in my car, and actually I have two. I know wildlife photography and landscape photography can be a game of patience, and you don't always want to be uncomfortable during all those hours you're spending either shooting or waiting. So this is similar to the Silicone Mat, but a bit of an upgrade. It's these small foldable camping chairs. So this is how small it is. And then it opens up and you can sit on it like that. And I absolutely love these. I find I use these a lot when I'm doing bird photography, as I'm either hand holding my camera and need to support the weight of telephoto lenses with my elbow on my knees, or I'm using a tripod with a gimbal head at a lowish height. So these camping chairs are just the best to stay comfortable while shooting without getting in the way. I think they are small enough too that it would be fairly easy to hike with them if you want to. We gotta take care of our knees. So I have one last bonus accessory actually, and it's these adorable hot shoe covers. I got 2 of them because one of them looks like Olive and the other one looks like Evie. And I found these while I was out in Japan, but you can get them online as well. And that is it. That's all I have for today's video. Let me know which one was your favorite one in the comments below. Did I have an accessory that you've never thought of using before? But as always, thank you so much for watching. I make new videos every single week, so I'll see you all next time. Bye.